So continuing, problem number 3 is a rational equation. I can tell by the fraction. So rational, my big thing about domain restrictions is I cannot divide by 0. So I look at the denominator. The denominator is 2x plus 1. My restriction is that that cannot be equal to 0. So that means that 2x cannot be negative 1. Therefore, x cannot be negative 1 half. So that is my restriction. Okay, so I'll solve the problem. If that comes up as my solution, I know it doesn't work because that violates my restriction. Okay, so to solve this, I need to multiply by the common denominator. The common denominator is 2x plus 1. So I'm going to multiply this entire equation times 2x plus 1. So all I did was multiply on both sides by 2x plus 1. The whole point of that was that that will make the denominators go away, and the problem becomes 15 equals x times 2x plus 1. At this point, in all of these problems, you need to expand the problem and then try to factor it and condense it back down. So I get 15 is equal to 2x squared plus x. Now, the way to solve this is to set it equal to 0. So subtract 15 from both sides, and I get 0 is equal to 2x squared plus x minus 15. You should be very comfortable at this point with what this is. This is a quadratic that we have to solve. It's a trinomial. If this can factor, I need two numbers that multiply to give me, what is 2 times negative 15? That's negative 30. So numbers that multiply to negative 30 and add to 1. So if I think of all the factors of 30, that's either 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 10, 5 and 6, and then I start to repeat. But I can tell it's going to be 5 and 6. So negative 5 and positive 6. Those numbers multiply to negative 30 and add to positive 1. So I'm going to rewrite this as 0 equal 2x squared. And then I just write minus 5x plus 6x and minus 15. So I just put those numbers back in the original equation. Now I factor by grouping. So this means that 0 is equal to, I can factor in x, and I'm left with 2x minus 5 plus, and let's see, I can factor a 3 out of here. So that's 3, 2x minus 5. So this becomes 0 equal x plus 3 times 2x minus 5. If I set each of those equal to 0, so when x plus 3 equals 0, that means that x equals minus 3. When 2x minus 5 equals 0, that means that 2x equal 5, or x equal 5 halves. Okay? So these are my two solutions right here. Negative 3, positive 5 halves. And I have to double check, it doesn't violate my restriction. X cannot be negative 1 half. So I'm good. Negative 3 and 5 halves are my solutions.